3 months ago, my small business went viral and I want to share with you all the 5 things that I've learned. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Elle. I'm the owner of Our Forever Utopia, and over here we sell cute, colourful, quirky, handmade and hand-painted ceramics and clay. In February this year, I relaunched my Shopify website after a whole year of it being out of action and me just selling on Etsy, and the next month my small business went viral, baby viral, a little bit crazy, whatever you want to call it, but I've been selling out on weekly restocks ever since, which sounds crazy and so like overwhelmingly exciting to be saying out loud, but that is what has been happening. And it's been kind of like what's the word, been kind of like a knock-on effect ever since. We started off with going viral on Etsy, one of my vases went viral, and then we moved on to threads and a post went viral. Then a couple of my Instagram videos went viral and one of them has over 1 million views, which 1 million people have watched one of my over 1 million people have watched one of my videos, which is absolutely crazy. And I just really want to talk through 5 things that I've learned over the past 3 months of my small business being somewhat viral. I went from 6,000 followers, around 6,000 followers in February, to I think we're over 30,000 followers now on Instagram, which is insane. That is growth that I've never experienced on Instagram. It's like quite a lot of growth in a short period of time, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so happy. If you've been with me from the beginning of my small business journey, I'm so grateful that you've stuck with me. And if you're just joining me now since everything's been getting crazy, it's good to have you here, and hopefully for the next 5 years you'll stick around and beyond. I am now running my small business full time, and I'm going to tell you the 5 things I've learned since my small business went viral 3 months ago. Lesson number 1 is that people connect with the story. I feel like you hear this a lot in marketing, in business, etc., but people really do connect with the story. And something I struggled with was, what story am I supposed to tell? Like, and how do I tell the story? Whether it's a story of how or why you run your small business, why a certain product came about, why a customer is buying a product, which I've had a lot of in the past couple of months, is people ordering products for specific reasons that are really like heartwarming, emotional stories to tell. And recently I feel like people are resonating with my story of my small business. I've recently been through a miscarriage. It's my 2nd baby that I've lost, and it's the most painful time of my life. However, I've been using my small business as my distraction, as my happy place, as my focus, and it really is getting me through. And I feel like for my summer collection, it was based around the fact that I was going through one of the worst times in my life, but that art came from that time. That colourful, joyous, like happy art to look at came from such like a dark place, which is very contradictory, but I think that's what art is all about. It's, for me anyway, it's a release, and I've been telling that story. I do have a story of like why my small business started that I haven't even fully gone into yet. Recently it's been a lot of customers ordering from me and telling me their reasons for buying that piece from me, what it's making them feel, why they're buying it, and I thought I would share a couple of them. So it's definitely something to think about if you are running your own small business, telling a story with your products. Even if you don't have necessarily stories to tell like I do about why customers are buying the products, you can make up stories yourself as to who this product would be useful for. Find a story like that. Find a story of what inspired a specific product. Sorry about that, had to go and grab the door. It was a parcel, a small business parcel, which are never ending for me. I can't remember where my train of thought was going there, but I've been really lucky enough to create some really special pieces for some customers, and I'm going to share a couple of them with you. One of my videos that actually went viral in the first place was me telling a story of why a customer was buying one of my rainbow stripe vases, which are one of my most popular designs at the minute. I feel like they're just bringing people a lot of joy. I mean, to look at it, it is impossible for you to not feel happy when you look at this piece. So this customer, I'm going to read the message to you all. This is the message that is on one of my reels, and yeah, this is what the customer messaged me as to why she was ordering the vase, and I feel like it's really resonated with a lot of people. And yeah, I'm going to read the message. So it said, "Hello Danielle, I just wanted to say thank you for making such a beautiful vase. I've just ordered one of the rainbow striped ones. I investigate crimes, and every time I take a case to court and succeed in locking a dangerous person away, I buy myself something to remind myself of what I have achieved. I just finished a very long trial in court and we won. The vase is the purchase I've chosen to remind myself to always look for rainbows. It's beautiful, and I just thought you might like to know a story behind a purchase." And I remember reading that message. That was, I think, in March time, I'm pretty sure. And I remember reading that message and just thinking, I have a purpose. Like, this business has always given me a purpose in my own life, and I feel like now my pieces are really given other people, are like the purposeful to other people. The fact that that customer does a job like that, which must just be so overwhelming, but at the same time she can take a positive from it and wanted to support a small business as well as that. I just think it was incredible, and I'm so grateful that she found me and she found the rainbow vase. I created 2 vases recently, and the booby vases, this was for a customer who had gone through life-saving breast cancer surgery, and she wanted to get her surgeon and herself something to kind of remind herself of the strength that she'd had during such an awful time. I can't even imagine. And I just, honestly, painting them pieces as well, I just thought, people go through so much in life, and the fact that I can create pieces that are hopefully going to be in their lives forever, that they can look at and walk past, and it's just an ordinary day, and they walk past the piece in the house and it can evoke feeling in them, means the world to me. That yeah, that this customer picked me for that special piece. And I had another one recently. A customer and her son had gone through an abusive relationship for years and years and years, and she'd finally finished the court cases and hopefully got the outcome that she wanted. And she wanted a vase that reminded herself and her son of the strength that they'd had in such an awful time. So she actually ordered the cherry vase, and she got me to put positive, like, emotional, strong words on the vase. I think we had like proud, strength, love, courage, and yeah, just incredible. So that is a few of the pieces I've done recently. I've obviously done a lot of custom pieces in my small business journey that have meant a lot to a lot of people, and the fact that people choose me to do that just means the world to me. And I'm so sorry that these people have had to go through these things, and I'm also grateful that my art can bring them some joy in such awful times. To conclude on point 1, people connect with a story. Try and tell a story, whatever that is, whether it's for a product, your business, yourself, your inspiration, your reason for doing it. And don't tell the story once and leave it at that, because your brand needs to be your story, your product needs to be the story. And the world is so fast these days, I've said this before, and people forget things. You think, I've told it once, everybody's heard it, but only a handful of people in the grand scheme of things will have heard it. You need to be telling people all the time. Keep it a part of your business. And yeah, that is definitely the first thing that I've learned. The second point in what I've learned since my small business went viral is time management. Prior to my small business going viral, I was looking for things to do during the day. Like, my days were constant. I was working all day, but I was looking for things to do. I was looking for new things to design. I was looking for what to work on. I was cleaning my space. I was making sure I had a good routine. On the days where I didn't have as many orders, I was making content. I was researching content ideas. And Now with my small business going viral, I do not have any time for those things anymore. I'm never in a day looking for something to do, and I feel like some people can sort of, when your small business is slower and has slower weeks or slower days, you can kind of get in your head and thinking, I'm failing, and I always used to just be like, as much as them thoughts definitely came into my head, I was more like, this is my time, I have time, I don't have orders, I'm gonna make new things, make content, market, do things that is for the business that you don't necessarily get to do when you're making orders and packing orders. And that's something I'm trying to manage now, is time management and scheduling, because for me it's literally at the minute restocks, do the orders, pack, restocks, do the orders, pack, and finding time to like make sure my space is kept clean, which is something that I need, because when my space is a mess, like my mind is all over the place, and as an artist I'm already quite a messy worker, but I need as much as I can for the space to be clean, and there's just literally no time to do that anymore. Whereas before it was like, oh, I've got an hour, I'm gonna clean everything, make sure I wipe everything down, reorganize the shelf. Now I'm like, I've got to get the orders done, I've got to get the orders done. And yeah, I feel like if you're a small business owner and you're in the part of slower or not having as much to do, just find things to do, because you'll appreciate and look back on that, because you have no idea when your business is going to change. I had no idea. Of course I was working hard and hoping for this, but I had no idea it was coming to this extent. And yeah, I look back now and just think, wow, them slower days where I was like researching and thinking, oh, that'll be a cute design, let's do that, and then like, oh, let's just, no, there's no time for that right now. Make sure that you appreciate the time that you do have and work on like staple products, because if somebody had told me in like December or January that your small business is going to go viral in March and lots of people are going to find you that appreciate your work and want something, and you're going to have like weekly sellouts, I probably wouldn't have believed you, and I probably would have started to work on staple products. I would have like, I don't know, I mean, it's one of them things where it's all right to say that, because I'm in the position now where I can look back and think, oh, I wish I was doing this and this and this, but at the time I had no idea this was coming. So just work on staple products and appreciate the time that you have, and appreciate that being a small business owner, different months, different days, different weeks, different years will always be different. So just appreciate the time you're in now, as hard as it might be to be worrying about sales, and just work on your business. Let's move on to lesson number 3, and this is based around guilt. Prior to my small business going viral, I would make pretty much one of each product, upload them, and then if they're sold and it was something that I wanted to have as a staple in the shop, I would make it again and upload it again, or just keep it as made to order, and then every like week a new person would order that and I would make it again. Obviously in my restocks currently I'm selling out, I'm uploading multiple made to order products and I'm selling out of them, and the guilt that I feel, I don't know whether this is just a me problem, if this would be a problem for everybody in my situation, but the guilt I feel of people missing out, I think because I've gone from a time of being able to please everybody and like uploading my products, and if say like 3 people wanted the same product, I would upload 3 of that product and paint 3 of that product and it wouldn't be a problem. Whereas now I've got like over 20 people wanting the same product and I've got like 50 products, and that just is not an option for me to do. So I'm uploading like 5, 6, 7 of a product and then people are missing out, and obviously I'm getting messages saying like, I'm so annoyed, I've missed out again, like this is the 3rd week I've been trying to get something, can you do me a pre-order, can you do me an order, like I want to order. And I'm just like, having to say no when you don't know how things are going to be in the future is a scary and hard feeling to do, even though you don't, like I don't have a choice right now whether I say no, but it's just the guilt of me knowing that my pieces are going to make people happy and they want to gift them to people and they want them for themselves, and me being one person not having the capacity to do that for everybody is just, it's hard. Like, I love my launch days, I love my restocks, and hearing the cha-chings is incredible, but I just know that the messages are going to come saying like, I've missed out, help me, like what can you do? And I'm like, oh, there's nothing I can do. And I think it's the people pleaser in me that it's impossible when your small business is viral as it is for me to please everybody as one person. So yeah, the guilt is something that I'm having to deal with. I feel like you guys are probably sick of hearing me say it in like launch days and restocks. Oh, I'm so sad that I can't like please everybody. And I definitely do want to focus more on the fact that my pieces are going out to people and people are buying them. I don't think I'll ever get over the fact of people missing out and me not being able to please everybody, and just the guilt that I feel is just, oh, it's not good. It's not a good feeling. And lesson number 4 is that it was never about the products, it was about finding your people. Now, I'm saying this as like a blanket statement, and this is definitely not the case for everybody. You could most definitely be making products that aren't products the best like fit for your business. I've definitely made things before that just haven't sold, that haven't been the best route for me to go down. I've went down that route because I really wanted to make them, but they haven't necessarily sold well, and that's just for whatever reason they just haven't. But there is a lot of products that I've had in my shop for quite some time, honestly, some of them like 6 months plus, and they weren't selling. I would look at them and think like, second doubt them, like, is that a thing? Second guess them and just think like, oh my gosh, is it not very good? Like nobody likes it, I'm not making good stuff. And yeah, since my small business went a bit crazy, I've sold out of nearly everything on my shelf. Like I said, I had things sat on my shelf for 6, 7, 8 months and they've all gone now. They've all sold. People have found them, loved them and wanted to buy them. And yeah, I feel like when you've got slower days, it's easy to doubt yourself and look at your products and just think like, oh, is that not very good? Like nobody likes it. But from my experience now of just having a larger volume of eyes on my business, it was always about just finding my people rather than my products necessarily not being very good. I think the real thing to take away from this lesson in particular is, as long as you're making things that you're proud of, that you love, that you're happy with, you'll never second guess your products because you'll always look at them and be proud of. I've made things and just not been super happy with them, like not 100%, and I just don't upload them. As hard as that is to think you've spent your time creating it, not everything can work out. Like, can you imagine the amount of like things that other businesses make and like prototypes, is that the right word? Like things that they look at and send back and get done again and send back and get done again until they're perfect. As a small business, you're making something once and hoping for the best, especially as a handmade small business. And I can make something once and think, I don't love that, like I don't want that in my shop, it's not my best work. And as long as you're uploading things that you love and that you're never going to not love, say if you looked at like 2 years from now and you still thought, do you know what, yeah, I've grown a lot, I've learned a lot, I've become better at my craft, but you will still look at that and think, yeah, I love that piece. And you should never have to doubt a product just because people aren't buying it. Thank you for sticking with me so far. And the final 5th lesson that I've learned since my small business going viral is, when will this end? The lesson is having confidence in just living in it now, and this is what's happening now. We've worked so hard for so many years and we're going to continue to work hard for so many years, and this is the part that we're in now. Whether it lasts or not, whether 6 months from now we're not getting as many sales and we're not growing as much on social media, I mean, fingers crossed this keeps going, because I'm in love with my small business, I'm in love with my job, and I'm full-time now, so that's an added stress for me of just thinking, is this gonna end? Like, because it's happened, so it's definitely been gradual, my small business. Like, don't get me wrong, for the past year or so I've been doing really well in the business, but nothing like this. Like, I've not been earning a full-time wage. Now I'm earning a full-time wage, and just selling out every week and having people come back week after week to try and get my products. I've had my launches compared to getting Glastonbury tickets or concert tickets, which is one of my favorite things ever. I feel like I need to like make a small like short form content video of that, because I just find it so funny. And then the guilt, lesson number 3 comes in. I feel guilt that I'm like, yeah, that people are missing out, and I'm like, oh, but I just find that really funny that more than one person have said your launch is like getting one of your pieces is harder than getting Glastonbury tickets. I just find that so funny. I have no idea when this is going to end. I could be sat a year from now saying things have slowed down a bit, the business is still going really well, but I'm having more time to work on this and this and this. Or I could be sat in a year's time saying, we've not changed, we've carried on growing on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. My restocks still go really well. I just have no idea. And as somebody, one, as an anxious person who like worries about the future, and 2, as somebody who just likes control and likes to know what's happening, that's just not an option as a small-time business owner. You have no idea what's going to happen, and you've just got to kind of roll with what's happening. And yeah, as much as it crosses my mind daily, when will this end, I'm also just beyond grateful that I'm in it right now. And yeah, hopefully the growth carries on. I won't stop working hard, because this is everything I've wanted. That is my 5 lessons that I've learned since my small business went viral. I've learned a lot more things, so we might do a part 2 of this if you guys enjoy it. I hope that it's been interesting for people who just want a nosy, that don't actually own a small business and just want a little more insight. And I hope it's been helpful if you do have a small business yourself and you're in the slower phase, you're in a stage where you've gone through like a higher point of sales and then you're back down again now. I just hope it's been helpful to appreciate where you're at now, wherever that is in your small business, and don't stop working hard. If you want it, don't stop working for it. That's what I've done. And yeah, I feel it's definitely a little bit of luck of me finding my people, a mixture of hard work and dedication and passion, and I'm just beyond happy that this is happening for me and my small business, and it's thanks to you all. So thank you all so much for joining me. I will be back to usual program scheduling next week. I'll be back in the studio next week with hopefully a reset kind of video, like resetting after being away from the business on a trip, and hopefully I'll be reset. Don't expect me to be tanned, because I do not tan whatsoever. Like, I will probably come back paler than this, to be honest. Thank you all so much for being with me. I'm so excited to see where the rest of this year takes us and the small business, and I'm grateful to have you here. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next studio vlog.